And rule equality between humble black people.
Hold on. Come again.
Cardiak. Now, see the thing about Cardiak, I only gotta put him on the spot. Gotta put him on the spot. He's not the most loudest speaking person in the world. When we first actually met, he was a young boy. I mean, how old were you first started with iStandard, man? 19. Sis had to actually go outside the club and get Cardiak in the building to be a part of the show because they wouldn't even let him in the show. So you started out in Philly with us, but you're from Jersey. What was like your first experience, I guess, as a producer? Where do you feel like you really started your production phase?
I guess when I first did the Joe Budden track, like that was my first established joint. I mean, when I first got an established artist on my beat. I mean, I always had like my boys around the way rapping and stuff, but Joe Budden really solidified that. And then plus it was like one of the hottest tracks on his halfway house tape, you know what I'm saying? So that really like put me out there through the internet, I guess, for a little bit. I mean, I had to do all the legwork to try to keep shit going.
Like, how did you, what made you come to the conclusion that, you know what, I want to do this, I want to be a music producer, I want to be somebody who makes music for people? When did you realize that?
I mean, I always wanted to do it. Like a minute ago, when I used to be in school and all that, I used to rap, so I was always making my own beats. I couldn't get other beats, you know what I'm saying? So I used to make my own shit. Then when Blueprint came out, Just Blaze, one of my favorite producers, so when I heard his shit, I was just like blown away, and I just wanted to do that.
So you did the iStandard show. You didn't win the first couple of times.
Should have won.
That was something I think at the time we were having a conversation, I think you were kind of feeling like, all right, where am I going with this? What am I going to do? Talk about how good that felt, just the experience in general.
Yeah, all that started when I think Tony G used to do the Ustream Thursdays or whatever. And he used to always get on the Ustream and critique people's beats over the Ustream or whatever. And whoever he thought was hot, he would play their shit for 50. So I sent my stuff in, he thought I was hot, and I was just always sending him beats. And then he hit me up and told me like, dang, select a couple of my tracks or whatever. And then eventually I started running out of beats to sing, you know what I mean? So Started Up was like a beat that I had rapped on, and it was always in the tuck, like in the back of the hard drive or whatever. I never really sent it out, so I just sent it because I was running out of beats. Then he called me back ASAP and was like, yo, you should have been sent this. I mean, Mank's love this string. And then it ended up being one of the biggest records on his album. And then I got like 3 or 4 placements that whole same week. I got the 50 Cent album.
So, I mean, that was one of those records where Mix Show really got behind it. It was a real big record for New York at the time, and it really had you could play it in the club, you could play it in the hood, you could play it pretty much anywhere. Yeah. When you had the success off of that record, were people coming at you like, yo, I need a record like Started Up?
Yep.
And how do you combat that? Like, these guys need to kind of know stuff like that.
I mean, you just have to just be yourself, and how could I put it? Like, you can't duplicate that. Like, you can't, especially if it happens organically. Like, I didn't expect none of that to happen, so when someone tells me to give them a beat like Started Up or whatever, I'll tell them okay, but it's not going to be a beat like Started Up. I'm going to just send what I got, you know what I mean? And then automatically in your head, you're going to be thinking, oh, well, I need a beat like Started Up. Oh, that sounds like Started Up. It don't really sound like Started Up. You just want it to be like Started Up. That's pretty much it.
So let's fast forward to the Grammy. You recently won a Grammy for Eminem. How did that come about? What was the lead into that placement actually happening?
Well, I met Dark Parker through iStandard. You know what I'm saying? He was judging one of the shows out in Philly. So built a relationship with him. And I was sending him beats. We were sending stuff back and forth. And then I worked on this track with Frank Dukes. He sent me a sample or whatever. And I think Frank Dukes had another beat with the same sample, whatever, that Dark Parker had. So my version. He was like, yo, this version is way better than the version I already had. And I was like, I didn't even know you had another version. He was like, that's what's up. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna play it for him. And then I think like maybe a month or two later, he hit us both up. He's like, yeah, Eminem really liked the track. He gonna do something to it or whatever. And then a couple months later after that, he told me like, yo, Eminem did something crazy to that. Don't play it for nobody. All that stuff, you know how it goes. And then after that, when it's time to do that paperwork, we got the phone call that says it's on.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so jumping from Eminem, you know, probably one of the most anticipated artists dropping of a record ever. You know, since Detox kind of got pushed to the back and this Compton album dropped. You had come to the Beatcamp LA because you were in LA at the time, right? You're doing some work. And Ty Cannon, who's the A&R Aftermath, happened to be there, and you guys started working together and having a relationship. And I mean, I know just from the Instagram picture, you were working. Like, you were doing that. Talk about a little bit about the meeting, the relationship, and just the work ethic it took to even get to that point, right?
Yeah, like, alright, so I stand there at the Beatcamp. I'll never forget it. What was it? It was like, long story short, they had like a contest, and Dre was like, if whoever wins this is getting 100K for a beat or whatever. He was like, it don't matter if you win the show, if you just got a hot beat, whatever. My eyes lit up so crazy. I was like, yo, I'm on it. So I made sure I got Ty's information. We just kept in touch and built a relationship. And I went back to Jersey, and I was always sending him beats and all that. And then when I told him I was moving out to LA, he's like, hit me up when we get out here. We gonna work. So when I got out there, he was like one of the only people that really had me in the studio every day. And then eventually I got a chance to meet Dre and meet Focus, and then we just all built a relationship from there. And I was just always working on tracks. And
What so you tell these guys, whether it's about coming to an event like this or just being around other producers, like what kind of advice can you give them to help them see the vision?
Make sure y'all get y'all network on. Y'all never know who y'all gonna meet and who can help you get to the next level. And just remaining humble. I mean, I know when Hatch do his shows, he say make sure you leave your ego at the door and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's true. Because don't nobody want to work with an asshole, you know what I'm saying? And just remain humble, work hard, and it's gonna happen. Things gonna happen. Like Malik was saying, like when you put that shit out in the universe, I mean, good things gonna happen. Just work hard. Think positive. I mean, don't have to think negative.
So this is a special.
Oh, and there's no time limit. Like, shit can happen. You can get one hit record that'll change your life at fucking 35, 40.
A lot of people do specific types of music, but you gotta own it. You know, there's only a few people in this space that really own that sound. That, you know, Cardiak, when we hear Cardiak Flatline come on, they know it's gonna be a smash. So this is the Influence Award. We call it Legend in the Making. Give it up for the homeboy Cardiak. Don't cry.